Hello there! Welcome back, you guys. If you guys are returning, you guys already know how amazing and awesome you are. Much love and hugs to you guys. If you guys are new here, hopefully you like what you see enough to be able to hit that subscribe button. I would love for you guys to join the Dying to DIY fam. Anyway, let's get down to business. For this video, I have a couple of really pretty Modern Glam Fall Decor DIYs to share with you guys. They turn out so beautiful, so stunning. I hope you guys enjoy them just as much as I do. All of these projects are really simple, quick, and easy to do, and they are super budget friendly, so I feel like you guys will have no problem recreating these or doing something similar, and I feel like you're just going to love the way that they turn out just because they are so easy and simple, quick, all that jazz, all the good things. You're going to love them. So anyway, let's get to it. For this first project, I'm going to be using this little sign that is from the 99-cent only store. Hopefully you guys have one in your area, but I think there's like other places that are similar, like Five Below or something along this sort. So hopefully you can find a sign like this. It has like a ridged border, which is why I picked it, and it's also more rectangular. It's like a long rectangle, which is another reason why I wanted to choose this sign. So I'm just starting by taking a light grit sandpaper and just sanding down some of the glitter that was already on there. I just want to have a smooth base to start painting on. Once I have sanded it enough, I'm going to take my white Waverly chalk paint, and I'm giving this a really good coat of paint. Actually, a couple good coats of paint. I want to make sure that, all of the color is completely covered, cover up all the wording and the pictures that are on this sign. Next, I'm just taking a screwdriver and removing that sawtooth hanger that's on the back because I'm actually turning this into a tray, so it's, no need for the hanger. It's not going to be hung on the wall or anything like that. So unfortunately, as the paint was drying, I started to notice that it was bubbling and rippling because of the image that was printed on that sign. Just too much paint, it just started to look just really gross, so I decided to take that flathead screwdriver and pry off the frame away from the sign, and then I'm just going to be using the back of that sign as the base. So that way I'm just going to flip it over. It has nothing on the back, so the paint will not ruin anything and it won't start bubbling and rippling. There you can see what I'm talking about. It started to ripple because of that image that was printed on there, like glued on top of that surface. And I did end up trying to pull off as much of that paper as I could, and then I just sanded it down just to give it, just to get rid of all that bubbling mess. And I flipped it over, took my white chalk paint again, and now I'm painting the back, giving it, a couple good solid coats of paint. And this is now going to be the bottom of my little tray. Once I had the frame and the base of that tray all painted, everything was solid white, I am then just going to be taking my staple gun and just stapling that frame back into place. And this is how it turns out after I am all done with each of those steps. And then it's basically done now, but now I'm just going to dress it up a little bit. I'm taking these mix of faux pumpkins, and I'm going to be using Waverly chalk paint in the colors white, celery, moss, and cashew. And I'm just going to be, doing a couple in this color, a couple in that color, and so forth. I'm just kind of going with the flow here, I'd say. Alright, so you can see I did a couple in moss, a couple in cashew, a couple in celery, and then a couple of them in white. And now I'm just going to be adding the little stems back into the pumpkins. I did take those out so that way it would just be easier to paint the pumpkin without getting all that paint on each of the stems as well. And for this part, I'm just taking one of those long sticks that the smaller foam pumpkins came on, and I ended up painting it in the brown antique Waverly wax, and I just cut it to kind of fit the size of those smaller pumpkins. Also, I did forget to mention that these pumpkins are from the Dollar Tree. Alright, so once I had the pumpkins all painted, it was just time to go through my stash of other pumpkins that I already had on hand as well, and I'm just going to start just placing them here and there, playing around with the things on the tray, setting them up. I'm using some larger pumpkins, medium size, smaller. I got a couple of pine cones, some squash, right? Squash? They're not squashes, right? Squash? I don't know. Anyway, you know what I mean. I'm just decorating them here and there. These porcelain pumpkins are from the Target dollar spot. The bigger plush pumpkins, oh my goodness, you guys, okay, I'm a mess right now. The plush pumpkins are from the Target Dollar Spot as well. These white velvety pumpkins are from Hobby Lobby. So I just had a mix of pumpkins on hand, and this is how it turns out, you guys. Very, very cute, so simple, but still so classy and elegant. And I mean, the tray is the main thing, just so you can pick it up, move it, twist it around. You can put it on a riser if you want. And the good thing is that nothing is set in stone, so you can totally decorate this for every season, every holiday. You could also add handles to this. I love it. And the fact that it was only $1, yes, please. Yes, please. All right, guys, on to our second project. This one, again, is so simple, so quick and easy. So I'm going to be starting out with these marbled looking planters. These are also from the 99-cent only store, only $1 a piece. Love them. Such a great deal. Next, I'm going to be using these floral foam blocks that are from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to start by placing 2 inside of there. I'm not going to glue anything down. This is just personal preference. I like the idea of being able to just change everything out super, super easy and not having to pull and get rid of glue and all that. So, but if you want to glue things into place, you are more than welcome to do that. Feel free. Don't let me discourage you. But anyway, I am just taking some floral picks. I got some lamb's ears, some really pretty roses. I'm keeping these more on the neutral blush colored roses side, greenery type of look here. I'm going for that modern glam look, like I said. But yeah, so I'm just playing around with colors and placements of the florals. The flowers are from Michaels. They have some really pretty choices this year, you guys, so definitely go check those out. And then I'm using some of these pine cones that are just clipped from some stems from Dollar Tree. And then for my last step, I just ended up painting some more pumpkins that are from Dollar Tree as well. Again, in those same colors that I previously mentioned. And I'm just going to add those into the mix with all the flowers. And that was it for these ones, you guys. Look how quick, easy, super, super simple, but yet they are so, so beautiful. My favorite. I cannot get enough of these. I think they're so stunning. I really love that marbled planter that they're in. Perfection, right? Perfection. And the blush colored roses with the mix of that sage green and the lamb's ear. Obsessed, you guys. I could not be more happy with how these turned out. Hopefully you guys love them just as much as I do. Let me know down in the comments down below. Okay, yay, last project. I really, really love this one as well. So I'm taking 2 of these Easter signs that are from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to start just by removing the hangers off of there. I could cut them, but I like to keep these things intact. They have that little plastic in there. They are great for future projects, so that's why I saved those. Next, I'm going to be using this faux tile. This is from Lowe's, and it was only $1. It was only 99 cents for that whole square. So this is super budget friendly. And I mean, if you haven't looked at Lowe's or Home Depot for some project pieces, I definitely recommend it. So it's super sticky on the back, it helps me a lot with this project. So I put 2 of those Easter boards together on their back, the back side of it. And then I'm placing that marbled tile on top. And I'm just going to press it down, get all that sticky stuff onto that back. This is a pretty solid piece, but I just wanted to add it to the boards just to solidify its sturdiness. Next, I'm just taking a razor blade and my self-healing mat, and I'm just going to make those cuts to cut off the excess pieces of those boards, just so it's nice and flush with that tile piece. Once I had the excess board pieces cut off, I am going to be taking some E6000 and hot glue, and then I'm also going to be using these leftover bamboo sticks. I've used them in previous projects, but I will also be using them here so you can see them again. But I just ordered these from Amazon. They are so fun and easy to craft with, and so many possibilities. Anyway, yeah, I'm just taking the hot glue and the E6000, and I'm gluing it right down the middle of those 2 boards that I had to put together, just to make sure, everything is nice and secure and in place. My next step was to take 4 of those bamboo sticks that I just got done mentioning, and I'm just going to make my measurements around the border of that little square tile piece, and then I'm just going to take my razor blade and my self-healing mat and make those cuts where need be. So I did the 2 on the left and the right sides first, and then I'm doing the top and the bottom second, because I need to know where you know, how they're going to fit into the middle of each of those two side pieces, if that makes sense. So I'm going to have two that are a little bit longer and then two that are a little bit shorter. And next I am taking some metallic spray paint and just spraying those sticks in this metallic gold color. It's a metallic warm gold color. It's really, really pretty. So it's not too like bright and too gold. It's a very soft, subtle gold, which I really, really like personally. But yeah, I just spray painted those, and now I'm going to line them up around the border to where I made my cuts, and then I'm just going to glue everything into place. So to glue those in place, I'm going to be using, again, the E6000 hot glue mixture, and I'm just going to be doing one side at a time just to make sure that everything fits together nicely and fits where it's supposed to be, kind of like a puzzle. So I did one of the sides first, and then I moved on to the bottom and the top pieces, and then I'm putting the other side on, just again to make sure everything fits nicely together. And this is how it ended up looking after I was done with all of those steps, turning out super, super beautiful already, very glamorous. So my next step was to take this pumpkin from Dollar Tree. I'm going to be using the back flat side just to keep it nice and simple. So I'm taking a thumbtack and the pumpkin, and I'm going to be spray painting it again in that metallic warm gold color. And then next I'm just going to be taking the pumpkin and the thumbtack, and we're going to be gluing these down into place. I'm going to be taking E6000 hot glue again, and I'm gluing them on the ridges of the pumpkin because it's kind of like a 3D, it's, you know, lifted. So that's the part that's going to stick to that tile. Flipping it over, gluing it down into place like so, and then I'm taking that thumbtack and just using some wire cutters to kind of cut down the spike on there a little bit, just so it can fit nicely into that hole, because if I don't, it's going to try to go through that tile, and I just didn't really want to hammer it down. So then I'm taking some hot glue, gluing it into place. And then one of my last little steps was to just add that sawtooth hanger from the first project onto this piece so I can hang it on my wall. And then I realized it's just missing something. So I took this faux leather white ribbon from Dollar Tree, made a cute, really simple bow to go on the top. I did end up covering that thumbtack, so honestly didn't really need it, but in the moment I did. But it's not necessary, I guess, if you're going to add a bow on the top like I did. All right, and here is the finished look. How beautiful. How beautiful. We are in love over here. I am definitely in love. I love this clean, modern, classy, elegant look. The marble with that warm gold and that white bow. Perfect. I love it so much, you guys. Okay, well, that is all I have for you guys for this video. We have made it to the final walkthrough. Look how stunning these pieces are together. I honestly can't get enough. I know this is a very different fall look for some people, but I'm not afraid to step out of my comfort zone and try something new. This is the first time for me that I've tried like a modern glam fall look, and honestly, in love. Would 10 out of 10 recommend. Hopefully you guys will give it a try, or, you know, maybe just switch colors up to fit your decor, whatever you want to do. Anyway, though, I am eager to see what you guys think of it down below. Which piece is your favorite? Which one are you going to recreate? Have you guys checked at Lowe's and Home Depot before for those tile pieces? Because if you haven't, I am definitely going to recommend that you do that. I think they're so affordable and they're really cool to work with. I was pleasantly surprised. So I am definitely going to be back and searching through the other, you know, styles that they have as well. Also, I do want to mention really fast that the little ostrich feathers that you see on the side there and those pumpkins and that vase are from Home Goods. Oh my gosh, they have such a great selection for this modern glam look, so I would definitely go check that store out if you're able to. Alright guys, well, I'm going to wrap it up. If you are still here, leave me a diamond emoji down below. And just a few things before you go, I would love it if you guys would check out my Etsy shop. I've been busy building it for you guys and loading it up with things that I've made in previous videos. So in case you are interested in purchasing any of those items, that link will be listed down below in my description box. I will also have a link for buymeacoffee.com, but it's not going to be a coffee. It's going to be a craft supply. So if you guys feel like supporting me in that way, Of course, I would greatly appreciate it, but it's definitely not necessary. Don't feel obligated to do that. It's just a great way to allow me to keep doing this and sharing my ideas with you guys. So anyway, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a great day, you guys.